Hi, Sheila. Thank you so much for chatting with me.
My
Um,
pleasure. It's a pleasure to see you again.
it absolutely is. And this film is incredible. Honestly, I am absolutely in love with it, like 100%. Elemental
Thank
is
you.
just phenomenal from start to finish.
Mm.
What was it that excited you to be a part of it?
Let me think. Pixar
Yeah.
and Disney and this incredible, these filmmakers are masters. Like I have to pinch myself that we're even sitting here and talking about this. Peter Son, who is the director, and this story is based on his experience with his family. He's the son of Korean immigrants. He contacted me on a and they created a Zoom meeting, and I just couldn't believe. I have no idea where he found me. I have no idea what he saw, but he said that they had gone through some 27 amazing actresses and voiceover artists, but he was looking for the character of Cinder is based on his mom, his Korean
Mm.
mom. So he couldn't find the vocal quality that matched his mom's. Thank God. God bless her soul that I somehow matched her quality.
So,
So grateful.
this is honestly what excites me even about this conversation is just to get a little bit of a window inside the world of Pixar because that story alone says to their commitment to try and bring out the best in their storytelling and their characters. And I'm just wondering for you, stepping into the Disney canon, if you will, um, what was it like working with Pixar and their creative energy behind the scenes? Because we know the label, but we don't know a lot about the world.
So I didn't know much about Peter Sohn until I did this project. And to work with him, it became very clear to me right away that he is everything that's good about humanity. I mean, he is such a wizard and a master. Everything in Pixar that you may have seen the past 20 plus years, Peter has worked on, either as an animator or writer, director, voiceover artist. He's the voice of Socks. He was the voice of the brother Emile in Ratatouille.
Hmm.
Um, but to have such humbleness and the story that he writes, I mean, there's just so much heart in this story that he's created. Um, so it just immediately became apparent to me that these folks at Pixar are special, special, good human beings. Also, the character of Bernie, who's Cinder's husband, is voiced by Ronnie Del Carmen. And Ronnie is a master storyboard artist. And throughout these years, again, 20 plus years, the storyboards that he creates, um, I've heard that there's so much emotion and empathy that comes out from just his drawings. And so um, you see as a voiceover artist just how much heart there is in the character of Bernie. And what a beautiful father daughter story. It's so important to have more father stories. I mean, mothers are incredible. Don't get me wrong, so important. God bless mothers. I'm crazy about my mother. But I feel like fathers are not acknowledged enough, and
Hmm.
they need more acknowledgement for there to be more and more great fathers. We need them.
Well, and here's the film coming out Father's Day weekend. It works out perfectly. You say
Mm.
that.
Wow, I didn't even put those two
Yeah,
together. Yay.
I hadn't either
Wow.
until you said
Thanks.
that.
Right. Until, right. Yay. Happy
Um,
Father's Day.
well, thank you. um, but Cinder, of course, is a wonderful character as well. She's so charming and lovely. I'm wondering, for you, in what ways do you connect with her, and what aspect of her was most important to bring to life?
I love Cinder so much. First of all, this Cinder is the first time in my career as an actor or a voiceover artist that I've ever played myself, completely myself, with just one difference that we had to come up with an accent, because there's a language that was created called Firish, and it was created by the man who created the language in Game of Thrones. It's a whole language, so I had to collaborate with Peter, think about if this person grew up speaking this language, how has the architecture of her mouth changed so that when she speaks English, what does she sound like? So, other than the accent that she has, she's me. She's a matchmaker. I am a terrible matchmaker, but I'm a matchmaker. I, I've never created a match that works, but I don't give up. Um, she's an immigrant. I'm not just the daughter of immigrants as Ember is, I'm an immigrant myself. I'm very maternal, even though I don't have children of my own, but very maternal to all my friends and my nieces and nephews. So and I just love her character arc. And I love that she's round and fiery. And by the way, fiery, what a feat of mastery in animation that these fire characters are emitting light. Like only Pixar.
I saw Pete Son in an interview here in Toronto, actually, a couple of months ago. And one of the things he said that's important to these characters is that Ember and her family are not people on fire, they are fire. And that is so unbelievable to me. Like you say, he captures this, characters are constantly moving. The animation in this film is absolutely stunning across the board.
Beautiful. So beautiful. And their noses are moving, they're constantly moving. And then because they're emitting light, they're casting light on other characters that come close to them. So, you're dealing with a water character, as you said. This isn't like a jar of water, this is a water being. And that reflects light and gets close to fire, and it's going to reflect that light and to dissipate and to drip, drip, drip.
Yeah,
Goes the baby boy. Captain O'Hara.
Oh, yes. Oh, the cast in this is just wonderful across the board. It is such a charming, sweet, and smart film. Like that's the other thing. It's not just funny or fun. It's a very smart film, and I know that Pete has talked about how it's based on the experience with his parents, but it also isn't set in reality. This isn't just the Korean community. This is the fire community and the Firish community or in the water community as such. But I know as you said, as an immigrant yourself coming over from Iran, this I was wondering if you feel like this film accurately brings the experience of coming to another country to life.
So much, so much. Um, First of all, I resonated very much with Ember when she is at one point she says, "Why can't I be a good daughter?" And my dad passed away 20 plus years ago, and to this day I feel such a burden and guilt that I couldn't be better, that I couldn't become a doctor and make him happy, or just be a better daughter. And this is an immigrant, um, something that I've seen in a lot of friends of mine that are also immigrants. We have a burden that we carry that I feel like people that are raised in a country and they get to grow old in that country, they're so fortunate in a way, of course, depending on what that the standard of living in that country. But there is um, mm, it's a little fortunate in a way that you don't have to leave everything that you know behind to go to a new place and learn a new language and leave your friends and family and loved ones behind. With the Irish people, like so many different cultures, when they immigrate to a new country, they bring their traditions with them and they hold on to their traditions for dear life, as if these traditions are their only connection to home. So with the Firish people, we came with the blue flame, and the blue flame represents not just how we worship, but the what we left behind in Fireland. And something I've noticed about a lot of immigrants is that when they come to a new country, you'd imagine that they would be watered down, right? Like American Iranians are much more watered down than Iranians, or Chinese Americans are more watered down than Chinese, but they end up becoming more Chinese or more Iranian than their friends back home or family back home, because back home, people don't feel like they have to remain their cultures, so they move and they grow and they evolve. And sometimes immigrants don't
Mm.
evolve as much, or that part of them that is connected to that culture. But that was just my own idea. I could be totally wrong, but it's thoughts I have.
Well, one of the things I saw in this film that I really appreciated that you mentioned is there is this appreciation of heritage and the sacrifices. It's not just the story of a teenage girl coming up and saying, I'm going to go do my own thing. There's a genuine affection and appreciation for what her parents did and left
Mhm,
behind and brought
mhm,
with them. I thought was absolutely
mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah, because there's always that hyper awareness of what your family, your mom and dad, sacrificed for you to have a better life. And you grow up with that awareness. And that's what, it makes you who you are. It changes you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure in a great way, in a good way, in a lot of ways it's a wonderful way, but in a way sometimes I feel like life is so short, and how, you know, I just wish people could be less burdened.
Well, it's an absolutely beautiful film. Just as we wrap up here, I'm wondering, Cinder, like you said, Cinder's a matchmaker. Um, eh, I'm wondering for you, do you agree with her that love truly can conquer all?
Absolutely. There is nothing more important than love in this world to me, Sheila. Love is what makes death painful. Death, things die, people die, everything, trees die, but it's when you're in love that death becomes, sears your heart. It gives meaning to life, it gives purpose, um, and it makes people their best selves when they love and they emit love and caring for others, for their community, for the animals, for plants, for the earth. Love is, we need more love.
Yeah. I really appreciate you saying that, and I truly appreciate your time, Sheila. Honestly, I wish you the best. It's such a pleasure to chat
Mm,
with you. And as I said, this
mm,
is just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful film, and I'm so grateful
mm.
to talk to you about it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be in this film and to be talking to you. I wish you the best
Thank you.
in everything.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.